out at night, beat to the marrow, keeping out of sight, where we all blow into new flow. Sunset spilling out, light leaks on the pavement, shadows blacking out, punk rock and pagan, dancing like a kid, stepping on the stage, hot like gasoline. I am neon man, black holes in your eyes, hiding for nothing, symbols in the skies, something is coming, can't come prop you up, dead man.
Yo, what's up, everybody? One of the things we wanted to talk about was how much volume there is right now on Solana projects. Move my mic here. Yeah, just like a huge increase in volume over there. Maybe it has to do with OpenSea, people preparing for all the volume coming on OpenSea as projects get added and all that stuff. But honestly, I like doing Solana stuff, and so do the guys in our community. So I'm going to get the admins in here real quick. Yo, what's up? Can you guys hear me? Don't think they can. Can you guys hear me?
Yo.
Yo,
Yeah.
What's up? Yeah, so the Solana stuff is really interesting, and maybe something we should have been paying a bit more attention to, at least me personally. I know we had talked a lot about how Solana being added to OpenSea like a month or two ago. I think we made a post in the group about how buying up projects may have been like a smart play, and obviously it would have been, because whether it has to do with OpenSea or not, Solana has been pumping. So I mean, these charts here are what's the transactions showing?
Let's see.
On the far right, you'll see it. 24,734 daily transactions on Solana versus 21,432 on Ethereum. And yesterday, there were more Solana active buyers than Ethereum buyers of NFTs. So totally interesting to see. This site's pretty cool. It actually ranks the collections by sales volume across all of the chains. So you'll see at number 13, out of all of the chains, we've got DGods bringing it home for the soul.
Oh, that is cool.
Thanks.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Krabada. Is that?
I've never heard of that.
Avalanche.
It's on Avalanche, though. Maybe that's worth looking at.
Yeah. I remember some guys had talked to me a long time ago, and I actually bought them. I don't know how I'm ever going to find them. Something on the Cardano network. Some kind of weird art. Probably worthless as all get out. But yeah, that's interesting to see. That's really crazy that DGods is 13th overall. Considering it has to do all about the price, like the dollar value. Because like if you look at Solana sales, 7.5 million against 46 million, it's not very close. But the buyers is very identical, as well as the transactions. Solana is a bit higher actually. So, yeah, I mean, I'm bullish on Solana. McKay had actually been talking about how he wanted to start doing some Solana stuff, and I know that we've said it a lot, like starting in Solana or doing Solana is such a lower risk, and like it just seems a lot easier to do and navigate.
Yeah. Although I will say a lot of the projects in Solana seem way more complex, especially the newer ones with all the different types of things that they add in, versus an ETH project where a lot of them are just profile pictures, so it's quite simple. But yeah, I just thought this was a really cool metric to look at, comparing, not only ETH versus Solana, but also looking at where the projects stack up. Seems
Mm-hmm.
like DGods is far and away like the best Solana project right now. The next one I found was Grim Syndicate, which is 31st, and then Atadians. So I would expect these things to shift, obviously, as the markets do. But pretty interesting. I wonder. I haven't looked at like the 7 day or where they fall there.
Yeah,
Probably much further down.
7 day. You'd have to say. Oh, so D Gods drops to 19th at 6.2 million.
That's still pretty good. 6.2 million.
And Krabata actually bumps up to 13th with 9 million on the Avalanche chain.
Huh. I gotta look into that. Maybe that's like an Axie Infinity type game thing. That's
Oh,
why the
look at
transactions
these
are so high.
crabs. They're pretty cool looking, to be honest. The heck? Okay, I'm gonna look into that. There was something else that just came to my mind after looking at this 7 day stuff, but now I've lost my train of thought, I guess. Oh, I know what it was. I just saw Huxley, one of the big projects that I've talked about. Not really like as big as book games or anything, but they've bumped up to their volume up 767% here. Some news came out that basically the humans are very close. They're the beginning of next month. So yeah, the floor has risen from like 0.19 up to 0.25 now, and I'm still really bullish on the project up until the humans. The play there, I think I've said it plenty of times, is sell into the human stuff, like sell into buyers doing that, or you can, I guess, hold for series 4 and all that. But anyways, just something that caught my eye. Cool. Okay, so Wolf game, the cave game, and it's funny because you were talking about how Solana projects they do like all kinds of cool like different things. It seems like they're kind of more versatile or something, almost like
Yeah.
it's easier to work on the Solana network with changes and stuff. Maybe because it's a bit more centralized or something, and the network you can just do a lot more. I don't know. Way too technical, but cave game. I know you're still in this project, so what's going on with the cave game?
So Cave Game's pretty interesting. The white paper launched yesterday, and it's basically an extension of the alpha game. But Cave Game is actually a true mini game, so you can control your actual NFT within the game. You can see it moving. It almost looks like a Zelda or like a Pokemon type game where you're just moving with arrow keys. But basically, to keep it brief, because the game is pretty in depth, you're still part of the group, the alpha team that you staked on, and each alpha team has its own cave with resources hidden inside, and all of the members on that staked team play within that cave. So, for example, I'm on what team am I on? I'm on let's see, 993's team. So I'll be in the 993 cave, and everything I do in the 993 cave affects everyone else in the 993 cave. So that's, first of all, I thought that was pretty cool. But what you're looking for in the cave are different things. So you can get gems, you can get wool, and you can get merch. And then they've teased and more. So I'm assuming there might be like, they've actually hinted at like other NFTs that you can find within the cave. So basically, you have a sheep or you have a wolf, and you navigate this cave searching for these different items. From what I can tell, the best item to get would be one of the gems, because these gems are able to be burned along with a farmer to receive a specific type of farmer. So on Wolf Games Twitter, they were teasing some different types. They had like an old farmer that was called 100 Years. They had one called like Big Boy. There's apparently 6 different farmer types. One is super common and like all the way up to super rare. And in the cave game, you'll be able to find gems like these, and there'll be a specific deadline where you can burn a gem and your farmer to receive like that type of farmer that's on the gem. So that's the incentive basically to play. You can also find the different NFTs within the cave, and there's a maximum of 5,000 gems to ever exist in the whole game, and there's about 11,000 something farmers. So not every gem will be paired with a farmer, which is interesting because that means there'll be farmers that are super common versus ones that are super rare. And I would obviously assume the rare ones with a lot of gems or with rarer types of gems will be way more valuable. So It's gonna be cool. I haven't started playing yet. I'm still on that team, obviously, so I've got my cave. There's a lot more that goes into this. There's a bunch of different items that you can get to power up your NFT within the cave. So you can like break walls with like a headbutt, and sheeps have a certain number of headbutts. Wolves have different powers. You can eat like sandwiches and carrots that replenish energy because you only get so much energy. I think 100 energy per sheep over 24 hours, and that replenishes. Obviously, like Alpha 8 wolves, for example, have like 200, so they get a ton more energy. But it's really cool. It should be fun. It's from what I've seen on Twitter, people are playing, especially the big guys are talking about this again. I don't know if you got it up, but the wolfgame.live, the price on Gen 0 and Gen 1 sheep actually went up quite significantly. And if you look at the listing count, there's almost none. On Gen 0, there's 58 out of 8,983 listed.
Yeah, I see that.
So there's a huge supply shock. I will say it's interesting that land is so cheap right now. Maybe that's not a bad buy if you believe in this long term. At 0.27, I think it hit a high of like 0.6 something. So yeah,
it's crazy.
Cool.
There's so few listed when you're looking at these numbers.
I think they're all staked because everyone's after those wool pouches that you get. If you were to unstake from the alpha game, you'd lose your points and your pouches. So it seems like no one's doing that. And people should start playing this. So I'm excited for this. This was one of the events I cited yesterday for being a catalyst for more volume across all NFT projects. So definitely looking forward to this. They've obviously put a lot of time and effort into making this something real. So I'm excited to see where this goes.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, these prices, looking at them, they're getting close to basically where they were before, like, the huge, I guess, like, I don't know, rundown, you'd say.
Yeah.
Like, didn't the floor on these sheep go to, like, 0.4, 0.5 again?
It was really low. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the middle of the alpha game when no one was paying attention to this.
Yeah.
It was really low.
And that's, like, when I think of, like, buying, when I bought these again the first time, I bought them like after everyone kind of stopped talking about them. So it would have been smart like 2 or 3 weeks ago to be like, yeah, no one's talking about Wolf Game. I guess maybe since they're so low, I'll buy a couple. Obviously hard to do because you don't know if they're actually ever going to do anything, but
yeah,
pretty cool.
I think the sheeps did go from like 0.7 or 0.8 to where they are now. So it wouldn't have been a bad return. And sales definitely kicked up a little bit yesterday after the white paper went live.
Yeah. I wonder what like farmers. Let's see if I can find what farmers got down to here. 0.53. I mean, that's where they are now. They really didn't get that low. The farmers. Sheep would have been the move. Okay, cool. Thanks for going over the Wolf Game stuff. One that we used to follow really heavily. I mean, we had a channel for that. If anybody remembers in our Discord. Somebody said, when do you interact with the blockchain in the cave game? Well, I know like to connect, like if you go, you got to connect and all that stuff. I don't really know when else you interact.
Within the game, I don't think there's any gas that you'd have to pay or anything.
Yeah.
Let me see. There might be. So the one way you would is if you can spend wool to get things within the game. So you can get like bombs or pickaxes that can like give you an advantage for searching, and those are really cheap. You can spend like 100 wool, which is what 100. It's $1, so nothing really.
You can watch like the history on the Wolf Game and see what like everyone's doing, kind of. I guess. Kind of cool. Cool. Wolf Game is done. I've got here, the VFriend stuff today. Obviously a big day. I wore my VFriend shirt, and I kid you not, I didn't realize that it was today, and Ace Love actually noticed it. But that being said, today obviously is a big day with kicking off the Mint, if you're on the friends list. I think Garrett said that the Mint was sometime between 4 and 8, I believe. Oh, there's Garrett right now. Hey, Garrett, are you here?
Yep. What's up, man?
So the VFriends, the Mint time, you were saying it was like between, like they said between, I think 4 and 8 or something?
Yeah, so at 8 a.m., Gary said 5 to 8 hours.
5 to 8 hours, okay.
Yeah, which would indicate a window of like 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay.
is what we're kind of looking for right now.
Yeah. And there's no rush here. If you are on the friends list, you have 12 and a half days to mint. They're not going to reveal that you can obviously sell them once you mint them. It'll be very interesting to see what the floor does. Yeah, I mean, you could see. I'm hoping you see FOMO. I don't know if you'll see FOMO buying into these right away. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm just guessing at this point. That's all there is to it. And it's based on book games floor, to be honest.
Are you guys minting as soon as possible?
I am.
I'm minting some. Yeah, I'm minting some
Yeah.
to see because I want to see if I might want to sell them right away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was thinking the same. Although I don't want to be dealing with that gas. I would imagine when it goes live.
Yeah, could be crazy. I don't know. So I go back and forth on this project a lot. I had originally put out a post a few weeks ago saying I'm going to sell my book games into the hype up to being selected for the V Friends. So I would have been selling at about 0.5 my book games. I ended up switching that thought. Right now, it kind of seems like maybe I should have sold that, although it's pretty even maybe. But this is going off the guess that we're going to have like a 1.15 or more floor. So we'll see what happens. We'll have a lot more to talk about on this tomorrow because we'll know what the floor is at and everything and what happened.
Yeah, I wish the mint price was a little lower.
I do too. I was
0.2 would have been really nice.
Yeah, it's not like an insignificant amount of Ethereum. It kind of sucked, honestly. They pegged it to $1,000 and Ethereum went down. So this could have been closer to 0.2 had Ethereum stayed above 3,500. So kind of sucked for us. But yeah. Anyways, some other news. I saw this. I wish I could have found the tweet on this, that Shiba Inu was being added to Robinhood along with Solana, Matic, and Comp, which is Compound. What I saw on my Twitter was that, and I don't remember the guy's name who like runs Robinhood or whatever, but basically saying how they were making a killing on Doge, and there was a chart of Binance volume, and it showed Doge compared to Shiba Inu, and basically Shiba has taken over for Doge on volume, and Robinhood doesn't want to miss out on all that money. So that's my take on this. What do you have on it, like on the whole thing, on the move here?
I think obviously it lowers the barrier of entry to get into some of these more altcoins. I remember everyone was buying Doge on Robinhood when that craze was happening with Elon going on SNL and all those news type events that happen with it. So I wonder if those events are in the future for something like Shiba, because to me, at least in my space, that's been a little quiet. I think everyone's quite averse to these altcoins at this moment because of the fluctuating price of the stable coins. But I just thought it was an interesting thing to allow more retail investors to access coins like these. Again, with Robinhood, it's important to remember that you don't actually own the coin unless they've changed it since the last time that I was investing on there. But you actually just own the coin on the exchange. The exchange is the custodial person for that, so you can't transfer the quantity of tokens that you it appears that you own in and out of wallets. They're just stuck on Robinhood, so that is an important thing to note. I don't think a lot of people know that, but I'd be curious to see what happens with the price of something like Shiba, which obviously it is a very low priced coin. Does this start pumping it, or what happens there? So will be interesting to see, especially in like a bull run for BTC where these alts start to rip as well. Should be cool to watch.
Yeah, I think that we could see just the price of these coins. People don't think about market cap and stuff, and so they buy these cheap coins thinking they can go up a ton. So yeah, will be cool to see that. Okay, Magic Eden stuff. We actually just had this go down a little bit ago. The parcel stuff, Slump. Do you want to tackle that?
Yeah, so it went public today. We were basically just watching to see how the whitelist went before minting it. It was super cheap, so honestly no risk other than losing what, $65 roughly.
Mm-hmm.
So it wound up minting out, but the Solana network, because of all the volume it's getting, like we were talking about earlier, it can't handle it. Getting absolutely slammed. The transactions per second are just brutally low. I tried, I think around 75% of stock was minted out. I tried to get my own. I just couldn't do it. I kept repeating it and hitting mint over and over again, and just I couldn't get it. So yeah, as much as I love all the attention that we're getting on Solana, I needed to go down so I could get some transactions in.
Yeah, you want people to leave.
Just a few. Or, alternatively, Solana could figure it out. Whichever comes first. End result is the same. But, yeah. Interesting project. We talked about it in detail yesterday, so I don't want to go too far into it because it's super complex. I think people are just dumping their whitelist profits now at like 0.2, 0.3. Lately, these cheap projects seem to kind of take a day or two to really kind of shake out the paper hands and really, I don't want to say explode, but go up after that. I'm looking to see if that happens here. Yeah, not much really else to it,
Cool.
but it was cool. We had a bunch of the guys in the group hit.
I saw that several people were hitting that, so that was really cool. At least in chat. Okay. Soul Gods.
Yes, so this one's going to be a little bit of a deep dive because I think we have a serious opportunity coming up in this project. So this is a project that I've been in for a few months. It recently rocketed from I want to say 20 to upwards of 65, and now we're at somewhere around 50, I want to say. Let me just double check that before I put a number on it. 48.8. So we're trending down, which is good because, again, I think that buying opportunity is coming. This is now probably one of the bigger projects on the network. And they've been building kind of slowly and surely since they minted in October. A lot of the Bored Ape guys specifically are really into this project, which is cool. But they have a Gen 2 coming called the Bridged. Anyone that holds Soul Gods, it doesn't matter how many you hold, everyone who holds one will get one free mint pass to that, which I actually didn't realize at first. I thought it was going to be just a free mint for everyone for each one you held, which is awesome because now other people are going to be able to get in. So once that comes out, I think people are going to start dumping these a little bit to try and capture some profits. Typical stuff we usually see when we get free mints from especially a big collection like this. The cool thing is that even after that, they have this whole gamified staking and lore built into it for a future third collection that I think it might not be immediate, but that dip will recover. I'm very confident in that. The art on these is incredible. Community is super strong. People who don't have them love them. And I think there's going to be, again, that buying opportunity once that airdrop hits on this main collection. But I also am looking towards what that free airdrop is going to do to that collection, because I think there's going to be some buying opportunity there as well. Both collections are going to be able to be used towards staking, and they have 2 tokens. And the one you get from staking, you use to directly mint that third collection. And that's going to, again, just drive that price up. Sometimes, that's a little bit kind of cheesy, I guess, but I think that this project's lore and art and almost characterization of everything that they're doing is going to be strong enough to carry it. They're kind of characterizing everything as like 3 separate factions. And something cool they have coming is they're going to be doing faction wars between the gods, which is what we have now, the Bridged, which is the second collection, and then the third collection. They have very little details out on those right now, but those are going to be called the Forgotten. And those, I mean, the art on all of it just looks absolutely incredible. People absolutely love these, and I wish I had more. I love the one I have. I think, if they keep it up, I think long term, relative to the NFT space, these have a ways to go, especially since I don't want to say they're riding off the hype of D-Gods, but I feel like this one is one of the few that has a chance to be like, oh, we missed D-Gods. I don't want to miss this one.
Yeah.
And people have been going crazy about them. So I'm going to have a big write-up in the group probably later today, maybe tomorrow, because I think we have some time before that Gen 2 drop. But all around buying opportunity there. And even the public mint of that second drop, I think, is 0.666. So everyone should 100% be going for that, because I think those are going to settle somewhere at very minimum. I can't see them being lower than like 5 to 10.
Right.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
And they look awesome. I mean, it's some of my favorite art that I've seen.
Heck yeah. Awesome. So in some other news, the Bored Apes Coinbase produced movie trilogy. I mean, whether this is going to be any good, who knows? But obviously pretty big that they're going to be doing a film on it. I didn't really look into it that much, other than just knowing that people were clowning them because they just want them to launch their Coinbase NFT platform. Did you look into this stuff at all? Did any of you guys look into it more? I mean, they're making a trilogy of Bored Apes,
Yeah.
so I mean,
That's kind of the sentiment that I saw. People were just like, everyone asking for a marketplace, and then Coinbase, we're launching a movie. I saw another thing that was funny was that they're offering like I think 10,000 USD. It was cool that they did like an ape audition system, so you could like audition your ape to be in the movie, which I did think was dope. But then like they offer 10 grand, I think, which obviously it's cool, but if it were to actually be a successful movie, then that's just peanuts of pay. But regardless, yeah, pretty cool. Love to see the big stuff happening behind the scenes, but yeah, that's basically
I saw that the first of the trilogy will premiere in June at NFT NYC, so this is
cool.
around the corner. So I
That's
thought
exciting.
I thought
oh,
this
so
was
it's
pretty
close.
cool. Yeah.
I have one question. How do you audition an NFT? I'm very curious to hear the answer to that.
I think they had like a dashboard built out, so you would like go on, sign a transaction, and then it would basically just be in their system, and then like they could probably pull up and see what your ape looks like and see it on the blockchain and see that you formally requested to audition. Yeah, it's interesting.
I read that they were using a casting director, and you were writing your own like little description. Of
Yeah, I
your
think
bio
you were
for
writing
your
a little
ape.
script or
No,
something.
oh,
like-
that's funny.
To like
But
cast
maybe
your
more than
scene.
10 grand for that. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, somebody said like Coinbase was offering shit because they got 100 grand for theirs.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Obviously the big boys, when you have a big company, they get things for pennies on the dollar compared to smaller companies. So just because
I
everyone's
feel like the
like,
exposure of just having your ape in
Exactly,
that film
that's
will
why.
last forever, right?
they
Like,
they know people would do it for free. I
Yeah.
mean, they'd apply for free. So, some other ape stuff. The super plastic stuff. I saw this and, yeah, I mean, super plastic did the Gucci stuff, obviously really big, and they're gonna do it this week. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be just like so difficult to get, but do you guys have? I mean, I don't know how they usually do their stuff. Is it like raffles or? I don't really know.
I'm also not sure how they're going to release these.
And is it like you have to have an ape and you get like your plastic one? I don't know. I don't know how this will work, but cool regardless.
Maybe there'll be an open edition.
Yeah, I don't know. Not sure, but cool stuff. Okay, let's see. I think we're on to our retail stuff. Did you guys have anything else I'm missing? Yeah, retail. Target cards recap. Lise, do you want to cover that?
Yeah, yeah. So basically, Target, we saw them. They did, they're clipping accounts pretty heavily now. I mean, since Sunday at 3 a.m. right, we saw them do the WWE Prism sellos, and that's when we really started seeing them like pay accounts with reseller policy and all that. And especially today, we saw that with Prism. A lot of members who hit a couple hundred of them, they got left with like 10 after cancels were done and had half their accounts or even more than that ravaged. So it's, I mean, at the moment there's nothing to do. Like all we can do right now is like not run and just wait till we get more like conclusive information about it.
Cool. Yeah, some big changes, right?
It's I mean, there's no I mean, right now it just seems like Target is catching on to bots, like the checkout flows the bots use, and it's just like, yeah, they're just destroying the accounts and canceling the orders, so it's not safe to run right now at
Wow.
all.
Yeah. I mean,
I had like,
go ahead. Slump.
I was gonna say I had like 40 of my 50 orders canceled, and all Martha's reseller accounts. So it's gonna be fun recovering from this one.
It's kind of crazy it's taken this long, if I'm being honest. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's
can't
been
believe.
what
Go ahead.
two no, I mean, it's been like what a good solid 2 years
Yeah.
until like something this bad has happened. I guess you could say.
Right. I mean, they tried with red card and all that to like almost slow down the flow, if you want to call it that. I don't know. Just surprised it takes so long for a big retailer, but anyways, yeah, hopefully we find out more on what's going on with Target. We'll talk about we've got Union 2s, right?
Yep, those are on Friday.
And
believe.
then I don't think Yeezy Supply or Adidas has confirmed if they are going to do. Well, they do have a 6-day, 20-hour countdown, but that doesn't. I don't know. We'll see. They might do the foam runners, might not. I don't think they've confirmed it or denied the delay or whatever. Cool. I don't have anything else to. You guys have anything?
Good, man. Nope.
Awesome.
Nothing from me.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, guys. We will see you guys tomorrow.